Okay, so someone said 20 minutes. 20 minutes. Right. Should you spend all 20 minutes to write? The answer is no. Even though you are given 20 minutes, you guys should only use 15 minutes to write, right? And then use the last 5 minutes to check your mistakes, your grammar, or your spelling mistakes, right? So we have 20 minutes to write, but you guys should only spend 15 minutes. Now the next question. What is the word count for the IELTS writing test 1? Minimum. No. So minimum 150, right? Yes. Hundred and fifty. No, no, no. So for me, IELTS writing test 1. Can you send me the link on the screen? Yeah. Sure. Okay, so you copy and paste, right? Just copy and paste it. So our word count is 150 words, right? Not 250. You need to write at least 150 words. Alright, now what is the correct structure? You can choose any options. Okay, so many people chose B, right? Some people chose D and a few people chose C. Now here's the thing. For B is acceptable, right? D is also acceptable, and D is actually one of the most common ways to organize your writing, right? However, for C, we should not use it at all, because when you already write an overview, you should not write a conclusion, because they are basically the same thing, right? They are the same. So if you already write an overview, don't write a conclusion, because as I said before, we only have 15 minutes to write. So if you spend time writing a conclusion, which will be exactly like the overview, they are just paraphrases of each other, right? So there's no point. If you write a conclusion, it's not going to add more points to your score. It's going to be the same, right? Alright, So B and D will be acceptable, especially D, right? If you read a lot of sample answers from um, ex-examiners or from other teachers, you will see that D is more popular. But you can also use B because it's less confusing. So remember, B or D, right? Not C. Alright, moving on to the marking criteria. The coherence and cohesion. What does it require you to do? There are four of them, right? The examiners will um, give you scores for four things, right? The first thing is task achievement. The second thing is coherence and cohesion. The third one is lexical resource. And the fourth one is grammar, right? That is a marking criteria. Right? This is how they mark your writing based on these four. Okay, so many people chose D, right? And it is the correct answer. For the coherence and cohesion criterion, they will ask you to use connecting devices so that you can organize your essay, and your essay must show progress, right? Especially when you write a process type, they will ask you to, you know, show the sequences. Therefore, for coherence and cohesion, you should try to use connecting devices to show the relationship between sentences and the time order, right? Next one. This is just review to make sure you guys understand what's happening in writing task 1. Alright, so many people chose C, right? So for task achievement, it means that you have to learn how to select and address key features with appropriate data or supporting numbers or evidences, right? So for task achievement, it means that you can answer the question from the task, right? If it says you need to compare, you need to select key features, and you should do that. So that task achievement, it just means that can you select and address key features appropriately, right, with evidences. So for this one, it's going to be B, right? Alright, for the grammatical range and accuracy feature, criterion, you need to be able to use simple sentences without without many errors, right? So if you can use a lot of complex sentences without any errors, then your score for grammar will be very high. But usually grammatical range and accuracy, as well as coherence and cohesion, would usually be the ones that you find the hardest to get a high score for, right? So people can always improve their vocabulary or what is it, their task achievements, right? Those scores are usually very high for grammar or for coherence and cohesion. You guys usually get like a rather lower score in comparison. And the final one, I think everyone should know the answer for this one by now, which is lexical resource. Okay, for lexical resource, if you can use a wide range of vocabulary to discuss a topic for test 2 or to select key features and support them with data, then your score will be very high, right? Instead of using very basic words, you are you can show the ability to use other words with similar meaning, right? For example, I have the word um, to go up, as in the number increase, right? They increase. And if you can say they climb or they soar, you can use synonym to describe the same thing, then your score for lexical resource or simply vocabulary would be very high, right? There we go. So just remember there will be 4 criteria to score in IELTS writing, right? The first one is task achievement. It means you need to select and address key features with appropriate data or supporting evidences. Another one, very important one, is that you can write a clear overview for this one, right? For task achievements. For the second one, it's coherence and cohesion, right? It means um, you are able to use many connecting devices without overusing or underusing something too much. It could be a little bit mechanical, right? But it's okay as long as you know how to use them to show progress. Yeah. And for lexical resource, you need to be able to use a mixed range of vocabulary. And there should be very few spelling mistakes, right? And those don't interrupt communication. It means people can still understand what you're trying to say. And last one, you need to be able to use complex sentences and simple sentences without too many errors. Right? So those are the criteria that you need to understand. You can save this link so the next time you write, you'll be able to compare your writing with these tasks, with these criteria, so you know where you're standing right now for the writing task. This is for task 1, right? Alright, now, why? It's very simple. I already said this earlier. If you didn't pay attention, this is your time to review. Remember, don't write a conclusion. Write an overview and that's gonna be enough. We only have 15 minutes. You don't want to waste it, right? We always want to focus on task 2 because task 1 is only a third of your score, right? And your task 2 will be 2/3. Yeah. So basically, it means task 2 will be 66.66% of your overall writing, and task 1 will only be around 30%, right? So, for example, if you get 6 points for writing test 2, and you only get 5.5 for writing test 1, then your overall score will be 6 points, right? But if you have a 6 points in IELTS writing test 1, but you only get a 5.5 in test 2, then your overall score will be 5.5, right? So it's important to get a higher score for writing test 2. Therefore, you guys should try to complete test 2 before you start writing test 1. This is a real test advice, right? Finish test 2 first because it's more important, and then move on to test 1. Yeah? Okay. Moving on to the last question. Okay. Many people sorry, 6. Some people said 2, right? Someone said 3. Okay. So in reality, there are only 2, right? One is dynamic, right? The other one is static. Now, I want you guys to go together and discuss. What does it mean to say dynamic charts? What does it mean to say static charts? Right? Go together. I'm going to move my screen together as well. So discuss with your partners, yeah? Okay, guys, I think we should use the voice function here, if you guys don't mind, so other people who cannot use Gather can also see what's going on. Yeah.
Do, do you know about the chart?
Uh,
Do you
do
mean
you mean you mean
the teacher tell which the uh, the teacher dynamic charge and static charge? I think we could mention the highest percentage in the
hello?
chart in our interview. You can go to our chat box if your micro is not get a problem.
I don't think your micro have has a problem. I think it's the the problem of my Bluetooth.
Dynamics.
Uh, you might have a problem or yours.
Do you hear?
Yes, it's
Yeah,
not okay.
I don't know what is happening.
I don't know anyway. Um, what do you think we should mention in dynamic charts and static charts?
Have to paraphrase the request and
Sure.
what?
Um, can can you can you repeat that?
Yes, are you there?
Hi, Jay.
Are you hear me now?
Yeah, I'm here.
You can you repeat again what you are saying?
Yeah. Um. We have to paraphrase the request of yes
Uh,
and the part one. No, we have to overview
review the body
the
one
highest and the shortest of the data.
um, and the body one. We should mention one character that
Yes.
mentioned in the chart.
Wait. Yes.
And we should paraphrase the title
Alright
of
guys,
the chart.
can you
Yes.
guys tell me what is a dynamic chart and what is a static chart? Mm, let's see. Yuan, please.
I think dynamic chart is that a chart has a lot of things mentioned in it has rotations.
Okay, thank you. So let me ask someone else to see if they agree with you, right? Kenji, can you please tell me what a dynamic chart is?
Um, a dynamic chart is a dynamic. It has lots of number. It has much information uh, it, and it has line. It has like standing line to to be the different of it, like the information.
I couldn't hear you very well because of the background noise. Can you repeat a little bit? No? Okay, it's okay. I'm gonna ask someone else. How about when?
It can mention about how the machine works in the machine.
How the machine works? Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen with you guys and we will learn what a dynamic and a static chart is, right? Alright guys, so like I said before, there are two types, right? Now, when the chart has changes over time, we call this a dynamic chart, right? It means there are changes over time. And you can usually see it with when the question says something from 2000 and something to, so basically there's a time, there are changes, right? And a static chart, static means doesn't change, right? It means stand still. Dynamic means move, right? So with time, we call it a dynamic chart. Without time, we call it a static chart. And usually you can see it with when the question said in 2010 or in some year, 1 year only. Yeah. So you cannot see any changes at all. So this is a static chart. And with these two, the style, the language that you use for each one will be different. Yeah. Now with time, you will use trend language to show trend or changes, right? Now, I'm gonna send you guys a link to a class kick. You guys will do the work there, yeah? And you guys can also use Gather to discuss with your friends if you need help, right? You stop moving around to sense the. Okay, so I want you guys to do the first one, right? These are different types, different diagrams in ielts. Yeah. So for the first one, you fill in the gaps, right? Just type. No. So I'm not asking you to say if it's dynamic or static, right? Because there are charts that do not have data, like this one or that one, for example. I'm asking you specifically what the name of the chart is, right? For example, the first one is a bar, right? A bar chart. You have to write bar charts. Alright, Madeline, can you please change it, yeah, to bar charts? That's right. You guys need to know the name of each one so that you can use it in your writing, right? Wing, you can simply say process, right? Don't have to say diagram and it will be correct. Yeah, for the next one, say method without S. Yes, 2 moments. ở đạm thanh or đạm thanh phương. So this is not a line chart, it's a line graph, right? It's not chart. For table, you don't say table chart, you just say table. Mixed charts, right? With the S. Okay, guys, I think that is it. So I'm gonna show you guys the correct answer, right? Everyone look at Google Meet. So this is one of your friends' work, yeah? This is called a bar chart, right? These are bars. That is a line graph, not a chart. It's called line graph. This is a table. So you don't say table chart, right? Just call it a table. This is pie chart, right? That is a process. Those are maps. And this is a mixed chart or multiple charts, right? It has many of them. We call multiple or mixed. Alright, now that you guys know the basic, right? Let's move on to the presentation. So after we kind of understand what's going on every here and there, we need to know how to analyze the charts, right? Today we're going to learn about the dynamic chart, meaning we have to know trend language. Okay, so step one, we have to look at 5 things when we analyze the charts, the dynamic charts, right? The first thing to remember or to look at first is the title, to know what is being measured. The next one, we have to look at the groups. How many groups are there, right? And then we look at the time period, we look at the year, and finally we pay attention to the units. For example, this one, right? Now I want you guys to discuss in 3 minutes to answer these questions. First of all, what is being measured? What is the unit? What are the years, right? What is the time period and what are the categories? Now I'm going to put them in the consistent order. So 3 minutes, discuss with your friends in gather, alright?
I think um, the largest mention the percentage of car manufacturer.
The question one.
Yes, I think it's mentioned about number of car
Right,
manufacturers.
right. Yes, I think so. And I think the unit is hundreds of thousands.
Uh, ideal for you. And they are mentioned 4 years, 2020, 2025. 2030 and 2035.
Yeah, so and the time period, I don't know the exactly what does it mean.
À, is là khoảng thời gian kiểu là một năm một lần, 2 năm một lần dạng vậy.
Um, so what is the time period in this?
I think it's about 5 years for it. For, and the calories is by relation to four countries: China, UK, Japan, and USA.
Kenji, are you there? Kenji? Hello, Kenji. Lên mic Kenji.
Hey, can you listen again the answer of question number 2? What is the unit?
Well, I think the unit is hundreds of thousands.
Uh, where is it?
Um, the the world is the
Dạ,
estimated number in hundreds.
dạ. I see. Dạ đang học. Okay.
Okay, ngon. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Ngon. Hello. Why do I hear myself? Ngon, are you with us? No? What's her name? I don't know. I just know her gather name is Ngong. So Ngong, if you can hear me, Yim can hear you and she can speak to you, but I think you muted her or something, right? Okay, so let's get started. I'm gonna call someone to answer the questions, right? Okay, guys, I'm gonna ask questions. Let's see. Phi Long, Phi Long, are you here? Phi Long, Nhật Duy. Okay, Nhật Duy, you can just use Google Meet to answer. Yeah.
I will answer question number one.
Yes,
On
sir. All of them.
uh, uh, number of cars manufactured is being measured. The unit of this diagram is number. Uh, the years is 20, 20, 2025, 2030, 2035. The time period is 2020 to 2035. The categories is uh, China, UK, Japan, USA.
Teacher, can you mute on?
Sorry. Yeah, I'm muted. Can you please answer the questions?
All, all five of them.
Yes.
Um, uh, for question number one is the number of cars manufactured is being measured. The unit is estimated number in hundreds of thousands. Therefore, timeline is 2020, 2025, 2030, and 2035. The time period is 5 years. The category is R for country China, UK, Japan, and USA.
Alright, thank you. So you got 4 correct answers. Alright, everyone. So what is the time period? How many years is it from 2035? Sorry, from 2020 to 2035? How many years is it? Is it 15 years? Yeah, 15? 5 years? Okay, so it is actually 16 years, right? If you guys count with me, 2020, 2021, and then go up to 2035, you will see that there are 16, right? This is very important because some people kept making this mistake, so we need to clear it from now, right now, right? So the easiest way to do this is to take the last year minus the first year, right? And then plus 1. And then you will have the time period. So you can write an introduction, right? Now let's take a 10-minute break and then we will go back